Good evening. The headlines in Taunton this Wednesday evening. On strike, council workers say 3% isn't good enough. Hands off, Garmington residents say their playing field shouldn't be redeveloped. And victory at a price. Trescothick breaks his thumb as the Sidermen face Worcestershire. Good evening and welcome to Taunton Today. Council employees have been striking to the sound of Billy Joel, Oasis and Billy Ocean. The strike kept Taunton Library closed, but council officials say no schools in our area were forced to shut. Social services and Meals on Wheels were able to continue running in our area. But in this first national 24-hour strike since the winter of discontent, workers voiced their protests outside Shire Hall in the centre of Taunton.
Disco fever hit Shire Hall as County Council employees demonstrated in the sunshine. The atmosphere remained happy and enthusiastic as the music played on.
You may dance now.
The dispute is over a national 3% pay offer. Union leaders are holding out for a 6% rise. They also want more equality within the ranks. Many feel women are not well paid, and certain sectors of staff feel underappreciated for the type of work they do. However, Somerset County Council believe they're handling this with a special scheme.
We're currently going through what's known as a job evaluation scheme, where we've put aside £2.5 million into the budget to help this to roll out, and that is where every job within the County Council will be evaluated so that the person doing it gets a fair rate for the job that they're doing.
Union officials are backing Somerset County Council. They want to see the government put more money into the authority. However, they point out that the strike will have to be settled at the national level.
We are prepared to support them in their call for more funding from the government for Somerset. We think that's right because Somerset does generally get a bad deal, but we're also aware that lots of money is going into local government, into education, into social services, and we want to make sure that a lot of that money comes to the staff that are delivering those services. They are the people that need the extra money.
Despite the good atmosphere, the workers are clearly unhappy with the present situation. They were only too happy to talk to the cameras.
Well, we're striking because we really believe that we do an excellent job and we work very difficult hours and we deserve a really decent pay.
I think we deserve a decent wage for the work that we do.
And all the colleagues that are here and all the good work we do over the years, and it don't get noticed, and it's long time people stood up.
I feel totally undervalued in what I'm doing, and I think a lot of my colleagues, particularly the lower paid women, are completely undervalued.
Come out in favour of the pay for the lower paid workers. 3% of a senior officer's wage is a lot of money. 3% of scale 1, somebody who's on 10,000 or less a year, is a pittance.
The effects of strike action in local government are far-reaching. It's hoped that a compromise can be found at national level to end the industrial action.
Residents in Garmington are scared that they're to lose their playing field. Taunton Deane Borough Council are deciding this evening if they should go ahead with new plans for the site. It's been proposed that around 3/4 of the area is sold off to allow Musgrove Park Hospital to expand. Despite this being the very earliest stages of discussion, local residents are already on the warpath.
We're in Garmington Park and it seems there's a bit of a demonstration going on here. They're demonstrating because they believe the local borough council want to take away the park to use to expand Musgrove Park Hospital into. Now with me now is Sheila Eckhart. Now you've been leading a sort of protest against these plans from the borough council. Tell us what's been going on so far.
Well, I didn't hear about it until Sunday night, and I was absolutely incensed when I heard about it because the park is used by all these lovely people here, as you say. And so I started a petition, and it's just developed into this. But the main thing about this park is it was given by Mr. Hamilton Gaunt in He was our MP for 11 years, and he gave the park in 1931 in trust, and the trust is looked after by Taunton Deane. But what is the most important thing really is that it is a charity, and you're not allowed to sell a charity unless you've got a lot of red tape. And if you do sell a charity, then you've got to give the people back the same facilities as they've got here now. And I know that some of the people are saying we can go to the schools and that, but it's not the same because we don't want to play on concrete. We've got about 4 football teams and a couple of cricket teams play here. Okay.
Now I take it, but I take it this is still in very early stages. Taunton Dean are only just discussing this tonight.
Yes, discussing this tonight. So we don't know where it'll go for there. May not go any further. We don't know, but. We're all here, and as you see, we're not going to give in. Well,
it certainly seems that the local feeling is very strong in this case, and Taunton Dean Borough Council, if they want to go ahead with these plans, will certainly have a fight on their hands. Adrian Butterworth, Taunton Today.
We approached the Health Trust for an interview, but they declined our request, stating that they'd talk to us after tonight's meeting. Now, the land can be sold despite the restrictive covenant, which has been in place since 1931. Under the proposals, any land that was sold would have to be replaced with appropriate leisure facilities in the area.
And actually tonight we must hear what the Musgrove Park Trust say, and importantly hear what the members of the public say. We cannot take a decision, of course, tonight about whether we're going to sell the land or not. What we can take a decision to do is that if, after listening to the Trust's plans, put these matters out, develop them, listen to what the public say. We must listen to what the residents say. They must have a say. This is far too early. This has been in the public domain just a few days.
Children at a local school will be going to classes through a Jubilee Arch from now on. At Northtown Primary, teachers, children and friends of the school have all got together to spruce up the entrance to their playground.
Northtown Primary is for children from 4 to 11 years old. Excitement was running through the school as it came close to officially opening their new archway. The children had helped design the arch, and a local blacksmith helped to make it.
But more than anything else, the children have got a lasting memory of the Queen's Jubilee. It's not just a party and forgotten, but this arch will last for hundreds of years, and the children's work is going to last for hundreds of years. So I think it's just a magnificent project that will really enhance the back of school.
The children cheered and clapped as the ribbon was cut. With nearly 400 pupils in the school, many students will pass through the arch over the years. Adrian Butterworth for Taunton Today.
Cricket and Somerset have won their Cheltenham and Gloucester Trophy quarter-final with Worcestershire at the county ground by 4 wickets. But the main talking point of the match will be the injury to Marcus Trescothick. A multiple fracture of his thumb means that he's definitely out of England's first test against India, and he may miss the rest of the season. Trescothick suffered the injury as he stopped a fierce cover drive from Graham Hick. He's likely to be out for 6 to 10 weeks.
Somerset entered today's game without both Andy Caddick and Richard Johnson, the latter having failed a late fitness test yesterday. And after losing Marcus Trescothick to a thumb injury, coach Kevin Shine must have been fearing the worst. After winning the toss and electing to field, the recently faltering Somerset attack raised their game to cause Worcestershire problems. After losing Stephen Peters and Graham Hick and Vikram Solanki, who briefly steadied the Worcestershire boat, an excellent spell of bowling followed for Somerset, Blackwell finding a good line to slow the run rate and Mike Burns causing the visiting batsmen to swing wildly. David Leatherdale, Gareth Batty and Andy Bitchell all fell. Ben Smith did his best to hold his team together, eventually finishing on 85 not out. Worcestershire were all out for 271 after 49 overs, leaving Somerset a target of just under 6 and over. Without Trescothick, much rested on the shoulders of returning captain Jamie Cox. But despite a solid start, his wicket was taken for just 15 when Andy Bitchell forced him to cut his shot into the grateful hands of Graham Hick. Peter Bowler followed him to the dressing room shortly afterwards, caught Stephen Rhodes, bowled at Matthew Mason for 5. And when an aggressive knock by Mike Burns, seeing him score 24 off 23 balls, was ended when he was trapped LBW by Stuart Lampitt, it left the home side facing an uphill task.
But the Sidemen made it and finished the match 273 for 6. And that's just about it from us for now. I'm back at 11 in the morning with our next live news update. In the meantime, do check out our new website, the address www.tauntontelevision.co.uk. But for me and the team, have a good Wednesday evening. Bye-bye.